Hey guys, this is Sandy. I am your Central Florida Airbnb Realtor, and today I'd like to do a topic on how to sell your Airbnb property. So if you have a Airbnb property and you're thinking of selling it, how do you go about selling it? What are some of the things that you would do or could do to sell the property, and why are you selling it? Hopefully it's not because you're not making money. I hope not, right? I hope you're making money. If you're not making money, give me a call and we'll go over why you're not making money. So if you're selling the Airbnb property, hopefully it's going to be for a profit. So how do I sell it? How do I go about this? How do I let it stand out different from the other properties that's in the market, but they are not they're not for sale, they're just regular homes, right? Because obviously a Airbnb property or your short-term rental property is going to be in an area with other homes or townhomes or condos, whatever it is, but yours is going to be different because you're making income from yours, right? And yours would be situated a little bit differently as far as furnishing, utensils, making it smart. It's going to have smart technology, hopefully, the smart lock, thermostat, your cameras, all that great stuff. So how do you package that and make it stand out different? How do you sell it, right? So when an appraiser goes out to appraise a property, they're not going to be thinking that, oh, this is an Airbnb property, so this is an Airbnb property, so we should appraise it differently. They're going to appraise it like any other property. So if you're going to be selling your Airbnb property, you're going to want to sell it to another investor or another person that's going to be using it for that same purpose, right? So that means the more up to date it is, the more smart it is, and the more bookings you have, the more attractive it's going to be for another investor to buy it if they're also looking to do Airbnb as well. So how do you do that? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go through the home, you're going to take inventory, right? Do you need to do some touch-up paint? Do you need to replace towels, sheets, blankets, right? Do you need to replace fixtures? How about the furnitures? Are they worn? Even though you're selling it, you don't want to sell all the worn furniture. So if there's some furniture pieces that you want to replace, you really should. Maybe not buy the most expensive one because you're selling it, but you still probably want to replace some of the worn out stuff, because when the buyer comes in, the buyer is going to be looking at the property as a guest would. Because remember, if the buyer is going to be paying you top dollar, they want to make sure that when they close today, that tomorrow they could start renting it, and don't have to take it off the market to do repairs and fix it. So you want to make sure you have all that together if you're looking for top dollars. You also want to make sure you have a lot of bookings on it, because the more bookings you have to convey to the new buyer, the more attractive it will be. That does not mean that you're going to reduce the price and try to get, rock bottom bookings, because people are going to be looking at the nightly rates too, right? So let's say you're thinking of selling in a year or two, or maybe even in 6 months. Now would be the time to start preparing the property for sale. Now would be the time to start doing all the tasks you've been putting away. Maybe cleaning the vents, right? You should try to clean your vents once every 2 to 3 years, right? The AC system, getting that maintained. That should be maintained every 6 months, no matter what. The filters, your AC filters. I'm talking about Florida properties because I'm in Central Florida, right? So your AC filter should be changed once a month. That's a must. These things must happen for your AC to be running correctly. Maybe it's a time for you to call the AC company to check out your AC system. Maybe ask the pool people to check out the pool and make sure everything is running correctly. So these are the time you're going to want to spruce things up. And if you don't have everything smart, maybe now is the time to get everything smart, so you could sell it as a smart Airbnb property. What do I mean by smart? The more you're able to operate your Airbnb from your phone, from an app, the more attractive it will look. So if you have your smart locks, your thermostat, your cameras, your door, the sliding door, so that if someone open it for too long, it will shut the AC off. If someone wants pool heat, you're able to turn the heat on from your phone, or time the timer on the pool from your phone. The smarter your house is, the easier it is to operate, right? The more smart stuff you have in it. Can you get to your router through your app, right? Because there are apps now where if the guests call and say I have no Wi-Fi, you could reset the Wi-Fi through your app. And if you reset the Wi-Fi through your app and it doesn't work, then you may have to call the Wi-Fi company, right? So these are some of the things you want to make sure that you have in the property if you're thinking of selling it. My thing has always been, if you buy a property, the end result is to sell it, obviously. So why not maintain it as you go along, so that when it's time for you to sell it, you really don't have that much to do. And some people is of the opinion that I'm going to sell it anyway, so why am I doing that? Wrong. Why is that wrong? Because the more attractive your Airbnb is, the more bookings that's on it, the more you'll find people bidding over it, and you'll get several different offers, and then you could choose your highest and best offer. Isn't that what you want? You don't want just one person to come and be like, okay, yeah, I'll offer you X, and you're like, okay, I'll take X. No. You want to show it, especially in this market we're in, you want to show it to as many people as possible and take the highest bid. And how are you going to get to that position? You get to that position by having it maintained the best possible way and having bookings to transfer and all that great stuff, because that's what people are going to ask for. And of course, for me, if I'm buying a property, I don't care how much bookings it have, because I already know what I'm going to be doing when I get to it. But for someone first coming in the Airbnb space, is a bit scary. They're not sure if they're going to get bookings for the first few months. They're wondering, how am I going to pay my mortgage if I buy this Airbnb property and I have no bookings? Especially, you know who's the worst people to be thinking these things? People that are used to having long-term rentals. So if this is an investor that has a few long-term rental properties that is used to getting money for their property once a month under a lease, and now they're coming in the Airbnb space, it's kind of scary for them. So if you have bookings to convey, that's going to take away that fear. So then they're going to be more willing to buy it faster, because they're like, oh my goodness, oh, this thing is booked up for the next 4 months. I don't have to worry about it. And by the time the 4 months is up, then I'll be getting my own bookings. That's awesome, right? Another thing you want to do is you want to stay in touch with the person you sell the property to. I can't talk today. So you can, so it's an easier transition. You know, don't just run away from the property. Like, yeah, I sell it, yeah, I'm gone. No, stay with your buyer and try to help them as they transition, especially if they're new to the market. So as they transition into owning a Airbnb property, it's a good idea for you to stay with them and to try to help them. So it's an easier transition. And also just kind of go over with them some of the stuff that they're going to go through with a guest. Because some people don't know what they might be going through with a guest, but you do, because you've had the property for a while, right? So those are some of the tips that I would give if you're trying to sell your Airbnb property. We're in Central Florida, but we do have a network of agents that we work with. So if you're in another area and you're thinking of selling your property, we might be able to hook you up with someone, an agent or an advisor that will be able to help you to do the best to get the most amount of money for your home. If you need to reach us, our number should be on the screen or below. You could email us, our phone number 407-791-4713. You could text that. I think I talk too fast. I feel like it's because I don't like to make the videos too long, because I feel like if I make the videos too long, it will lose people's attention. So I try to pack a lot of information in on the video real fast. But if you ever have any questions about selling your property, or you just want some advice, or you just want to figure out how to stage it, do give us a call and we will be able to help you, okay? Again, this is Sandy, and I'll see you on the next video.